Mr. Chua Kheng Wee, a Workers' Party Member of Parliament representing Sengkang GRC, has raised significant concerns regarding the Direct School Admission (DSA) scheme in Singapore, urging the Ministry of Education (MOE) to conduct a comprehensive review of the program. This call to action follows reports of a high-profile investigation by the Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau (CPIB), which has sparked widespread debate and concern among the public. The CPIB is currently investigating a basketball coach, known as Mr. Ling, who is allegedly involved in a scheme to accept bribes in exchange for securing placements for students in prestigious secondary schools under the DSA scheme. The DSA program, introduced to allow students with talents in sports, co-curricular activities, CCA, and specific academic areas to gain admission to secondary schools based on their skills, has recently come under scrutiny due to this case. Mr. Chua has expressed his intention to raise a broader issue in Parliament, which is set to begin its session on August 6. He plans to ask the Education Minister whether individuals involved in the DSA selection process are required to declare any conflicts of interest, COI. Specifically, he will question whether these individuals should abstain from the selection process if they have a close affiliation with any DSA candidate. This concern is not only pertinent in light of the ongoing investigation but also reflects broader concerns about the integrity of the DSA selection process. The investigation into Mr. Ling, as reported by Singapore's Chinese media outlet Shin Minute Daily News, is particularly troubling. The coach allegedly used his connections within the education system to help students gain admission to top secondary schools through the DSA scheme. According to reports, Mr. Ling charged parents substantial fees, ranging from 30,000 Singapore dollars to 50,000 Singapore dollars, to secure placements for their children in elite schools such as Anglo-Chinese Junior College, ACJC, Dunman High School, and Hwa Chong Institution, HCI. These allegations have raised serious questions about the fairness and transparency of the DSA scheme. The case reportedly came to light following a tip-off from a member of the public, who claimed to have recorded a phone conversation with Mr. Ling. In this conversation, Mr. Ling allegedly boasted about his 10 years of experience in securing student school placements, further fueling concerns about the extent of his influence within the DSA selection process. The fees mentioned in the reports are staggering, with 50,000 Singapore dollars allegedly being charged for securing a spot at ACJC, 45,000 Singapore dollars for Dunman High School, and approximately 30,000 Singapore dollars for HCI. This has understandably caused outrage among parents and educators alike, who see this as a clear exploitation of the DSA scheme. In response to these allegations, the Ministry of Education has confirmed that Mr. Ling was deregistered as a coach in April and no longer holds any employment with MOE schools. The MOE has reiterated that while schools have autonomy in their DSA selection processes, they are required to adhere to strict guidelines set by the ministry. These guidelines emphasize the importance of transparency, objectivity, inclusiveness, and student centricity in the selection process. The MOE has also emphasized that selection panels are typically led by the school's leadership team, and while external coaches may play a supportive role, they do not have final authority over admissions. Moreover, coaches are required to declare any potential conflicts of interest to ensure the integrity of the selection process. The incident has not only led to the investigation by the CPIB but has also prompted Sports Singapore, a statutory board, to suspend Mr. Ling's membership with the National Registry of Coaches. This action underscores the severity of the allegations and the potential impact on the reputation of the coaching profession in Singapore. The CPIB has cited confidentiality concerns and has thus far refrained from providing further details about the ongoing investigation. However, the case has already sparked a broader debate about the DSA scheme's integrity, with many calling for reforms to ensure fairness and prevent future abuses. Commenters on Mr. Chua's Facebook post have emphasized the need for objective criteria to assess students' talents and capabilities. They argue that the current scheme could be vulnerable to exploitation and suggest that national bodies or Sports Singapore should take a more active role in overseeing the DSA criteria to prevent corruption. There have also been calls to abolish the DSA scheme altogether, with critics arguing that it creates an uneven playing field where wealthy parents can afford expensive coaching, giving their children an undue advantage over others. This, they claim, undermines the government's assurance that all schools in Singapore offer a good education and are equally capable of nurturing students' potential. As this case unfolds, it is clear that the DSA scheme is at a crossroads, with its future potentially hanging in the balance. The concerns raised by Mr. Chua and others highlight the need for a thorough review of the scheme to ensure that it remains fair, transparent, and accessible to all students, regardless of their financial background. The upcoming parliamentary session on August 6 will likely see intense discussions on this issue, with many hoping for significant reforms that will restore public confidence in the DSA scheme. We encourage our viewers to share their thoughts on this issue. Do you think the DSA scheme should be reformed or abolished? What measures do you think should be taken to prevent such incidents from occurring in the future? Please leave your comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, 2230, for more in-depth news coverage and analysis.